Shri Guru Charanam Vande Guru Vistaya Varu Bhakti Amati Shri Krishna Lila Kane Sanakshamodarya Madhya Ganeshita Om Varinyam Purusham Tam Ayam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Shri Jai Rup Sanatana Putra Vinash Ki Bhava Takasarana Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram. First of all, I offer my Shastakata applause. Those video for our spiritual masters. Fly Shri Mukti Shri Ram Sri Fly Shri Mukti Ram Shri Ram Sri Jai Rupalakari So now we'll continue reading from Bhakti-tattva-viveka. Because when we read about these books of Maharaj.Bhakti-tattva, then we see that this bhakti ras opens the heart. There is different rules. So if one really wants to protect this bhakti ras, then it is very essential to know this tattva as well. Because without knowing this tattva of bhakti, then all these modes of devotion that are being described will be taken very lightly. Means one will think they are only like mundane sentiments, and they are not really pure bhakti. But no, if there is a pure stream of water going, then you have to cover both banks of the stream. Others, many kinds of insects, worms, they appear when the water becomes still, when the water becomes polluted. So similarly, this pure water should not be mixed with this drain water. If it's mixed with drain water, then all kinds of insects come. So similarly here, this pure bhakti, this line of this pure devotion service should also be protected from jnana, karma, ashtanga yoga, and all these different things. So it is very essential to know what is tattva-viveka. Bhakti-tattva-viveka. Vivek means what? A sense of discrimination. Knowing what is pure bhakti-tattva. It means one, he can discriminate between what is bhakti and what is not bhakti. He can see the difference. Like here we see, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying that this Bhakti Devi, when the seed of Shraddha is given within the heart of the Jiva, and this Shraddha is like a baby girl, it's like a small baby. So similarly, like just as a parent looks after a baby with so much attention, care, similarly the Bhakta also, the Sadhaka, he looks after this Shraddha with so much care, affection. And what is this Shraddha? What is the outer symptom of Shraddha? Means this Paramarthiki Shraddha, not Lokiki. Lokiki Shraddha can be easily broken. Lokiki is worldly faith. Worldly faith, it's there for one day and it's not there the other day. But Paramarthiki is this strong transcendental faith. Haridas Thakur, when he was beaten in 22 marketplaces, and they told him that he stopped chanting Harinam, but he said never. Even if you cut my body into many different pieces, still I cannot stop chanting Harinam. He's like Paramarthiki Shraddha, unflinching faith. So unless one comes to the stage of Paramarthiki Shraddha, then there is every reason for one to be derailed in this path of bhakti. So this is a very crucial stage. The stage from Lokiki to Paramarthiki Shraddha. So here, when Bhaktivinoda Thakur is speaking of Shraddha, it is actually Paramarthiki, not Lokiki. Because this Shraddha is characterized by its symptom. And what is that symptom? This Krishna Seva Vasana. It is his desire to engage in Krishna Seva. This is the intrinsic symptom of Shraddha. And what is the extrinsic symptom? What is the external symptom? The external symptom is that one will avoid all those things which are unfavorable and will cultivate all things which are favorable. This is the external symptom. The internal is that he is always thinking about how to serve Krishna. So in this way, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying that the living entity is transcendental, Krishna is transcendental, and Bhakti Vritti, the tendency of pure devotion through which the living entity establishes an internal relationship with Krishna, is also transcendental. So here you see, when he's saying it is transcendental, He means it is eternal. Means this relationship between the Bhakta and Bhagavan will never cease. This is what he is saying. Because the Panchopasaks, now we were discussing this a few days before. What do? They imagine 5 forms of this impersonal Brahma. Because they say we cannot meditate on this impersonal Brahma, you conceive of a form, and then you meditate on that form, and once you become perfect in your meditation, you leave that form aside. There's no need to worship that form. But here Bhaktivedanta is saying, no, when you are meditating and serving Krishna, it is not that once you achieve perfection, then you forsake that form of Krishna. No. He is saying that service is eternal, that relationship is eternal. It will never cease. Whatever mood you are serving Krishna with now, when you achieve perfection, then the same mood you will also serve in the spiritual world, that same mood. Like the example is given, like a mango. The mango is unripe, so you cannot eat the mango. But once it becomes ripe, then you can eat the mango. Similarly now, all our foods, our bhavs, devotional service, they are unripe. So once we achieve like more and more advancement, when we achieve this bhav, then the same bhavs become the cause of punishment. Means they become ripe. Means we realize them in our heart. So when the living entity is conditioned and situated in the material world, the Swarup has 2 more identities. And what are that? The gross and subtle body. So yesterday in the class in the evening we were listening about this. This Avarnatmika and Vikshepatmika Shakti. Because when the Jiva is attracted by the material world, he is covered by 2 designations. One is the gross designation, which is the material body, and one is the subtle designation, which is the mind, senses, false ego, and intelligence. These 4 things. And each is more subtle than the previous. Like the mind is more subtle than the senses. And his intelligence is more subtle than the mind. This Chittavritti. And the false ego, it means that mood, that I am separate from, I am a separate enjoyer from Krishna. Ultimately Krishna is the Bhokta. No, I am Bhokta. I am not Bhokya. Bhokya means the enjoyer. Bhokta means the enjoyer. So now I am also an enjoyer. So this is called Ahankara, false ego. So this is most subtle. This is very difficult to remove, this anartha. So therefore, when introducing someone to the conception of unalloyed devotion, we have to acquaint him with the concept of Annabhilashita Shunya. So here Bhaktivedanta is saying that we can just speak about the intrinsic characteristics of bhakti, that is Anukulyana Krishna Shilana. Means he's saying that we can just speak about cultivating Navadha Bhakti, following the 9 limbs of devotion. What need is there to stress on avoiding that which is unfavorable? Why should you speak about karma, jnana, ashtanga yoga and all these things in relation to bhakti when they have no relationship, have no connection with pure bhakti? Then what is the need to explain about them? What is nishkam, vikarma, akarma, nishkam karma, and what is this jnana, impersonal jnana, tattva jnana, tattva jnana? What is ashtanga yoga, navaniti, ashtasiddhi? What is the need to explain? Because he's saying only if you know these things, then you can differentiate between what is conducive for bhakti and what is detrimental. Then only you can know. Or else that which is not bhakti, you will think it is bhakti. Like we see in bhakti, there are 3 different classifications. Sarupsiddha bhakti, Arupsiddha bhakti, Sangasiddha bhakti. So one can just meditate on Sarupsiddha. Why should one know what is Arupsiddha and Sangasiddha? Because if one doesn't know what they are, then he will think that the bhakti is practicing is pure bhakti, when it is not actually pure bhakti. Like a person, he may be cultivating a garden, and he may be thinking that whatever fruits I get from this cultivation of this garden, these fruits I will offer to Krishna, and I will keep some fruits for myself, and I will do something like that. So you think this is pure bhakti, but this is actually Arupsiddha bhakti. Means once he has offered himself in the first place, then why should he think separately that I am offering these fruits to Bhagavan? No. And once one has offered himself, then whatever he offers is naturally offered. And why should one make a separate attempt to offer the same fruits to Krishna? No. So here, therefore, when introducing someone, then it is very necessary to explain to him all these different concepts. In the transcendental world, this type of identification is not required. After becoming entangled in the ocean of material existence, the very entity becomes absorbed in various types of external activities and is thereby attacked by a disease called forgetfulness of Krishna. Anadi Bhaivu Jiv. Because the Jiva has forgotten Krishna now, he is engaged in this vikarma. And within the Jiva, suffering from the severe miseries caused by this disease, it leads to another disease to be delivered from the ocean of material existence. At that time, within his mind, he condemns himself, thinking, alas, how unfortunate I am. I have fallen into this material ocean. At different times, I am being attacked by the crocodiles of lust, anger, and I am being thrown here and there in this ocean by the violent waves of my wicked desire. I cry helplessly at my miserable condition, but I don't see any hope for my survival. What should I do? Do I not have any well-wisher? Is there any possible way I can be rescued? What can I do? How will I be delivered? I don't see any solution. Alas, I am most fortunate. So this way the Jiva is calling out to Bhagavan. Saying, oh Bhagavan, kindly protect me. No, my condition has become very hopeless. No, I've fallen into this huge ocean of samsara. And there are violent waves. These big waves are arising in this ocean. And they're trying to drown me. And I cannot even stay afloat. I may die in this ocean. And not only waves, there are many dangerous creatures in this ocean. Like lust, anger, greed, all these anarthas. So Bhagavan, kindly protect me. And this is when the Jiva calls out to Bhagavan, and Bhagavan, he will bless him with the association of the devotee. Why? Because Bhagavan is Chaitya Guru. He is present in everyone's hearts as the Super Soul. So when he sees the Jiva is calling out very sincerely, and all that is the dharma of the Super Soul to be impartial, still he will even transgress the dharma. Means he will not even be impartial anymore. Then he'll start becoming a little more partial to that person who's calling out. Because he's Chaitya Guru. He realizes the suffering of the Jiva. But he's only waiting for the Jiva to look towards him. Unless and until he doesn't look towards him, Chaitya Guru will not say anything. He'll just remain silent. He'll only witness all his activities. Only when the Jiva starts looking towards Bhagavan, then the Chaitya Guru will start helping. Internally as a Chaitya Guru, externally he will help as a Mahatma. When you see in Brihad Bhagavatam, Gopakumar, how Krishna helped him in all ways. Gopakumar, he was born in Govardhan. He was a Brajavasi. So one day when he was going to Giriraj with his cows, there he saw one sadhu. The sadhu, he was calling out Krishna's names and he was weeping so much. Weeping. So then Gopakumar was thinking, who is this person? So then he went and he gave him some milk because he was a coward boy. And the sadhu, he gave some milk to the sadhu, then he put some water on his head. He brought him back to consciousness and he started massaging his feet, his hands. Then the sadhu was very happy with how Gopakumar became. Such a sincere boy. Then the sadhu, he gave Gopakumar his Gopal mantra. And then he didn't tell Gopakumar anything after that. He just gave him the Gopal mantra and disappeared. So then Gopakumar, he was thinking, he's given me this mantra, but how should I chant this mantra? I don't even know the process how to chant this mantra. At what time of the day should I chant this mantra? I have no realization. So then Gopakumar was thinking what to do. Then, you see, the Chaitya Guru in his heart, he himself started inspiring Gopakumar how to chant these mantras, how to conduct himself accordingly. And then, the same sadhu, he would appear to him time to time. He would appear time to time and he would guide him everywhere. Like sometimes Gopakumar, he'd come to Vrindavan, there he'd listen to this, he'd see the same sadhu in Keshigat. And sometimes he'd see the sadhu in different places also. Like sometimes he'd go to different lokas, like this Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka. And there also the sadhu would appear time to time and he would disappear. So who was that sadhu? That sadhu was actually Jayanta. And Jayanta also was actually Krishna himself. Srimati Radhika, she sent Krishna himself to help Gopakumar. Because Radharani said, I know that he is your Sakha, he is your friend. So go and help her. There's no one there. So you see, because of Radharani, Krishna himself had to appear as a sadhu and help Gopu. And when Gopakumar finally went to Golok Vrindavan, see, Gopakumar was not happy anywhere. When he went to Vaikuntha, he was not happy. When he went to Ayodhya, he was not happy. Even when he was in Dwaraka, he was not happy. He became happy only when he reached Golok Vrindavan. And when he reached Golok Vrindavan, Krishna embraced him. Gopakumar is like Siddha Swarup. His name of his Siddha Swarup is Swarup Sakha. He's called Swarup Sakha in Golok Vrindavan. So when Krishna embraced him, then Krishna, he was weeping so much. Gopakumar was weeping so much. And Krishna was telling Gopakumar, where were you all this time? I was waiting for you for so long. I was separated from you for so long. I was thinking of so many reasons to bring you here anyhow. I was even thinking of so many excuses to anyhow bring you. And now that you have come here after so long, after such a long time of separation, I am so happy. And Krishna embraced Gopakumar. They say, you see, Krishna is always trying to help the jiva. But the jiva, he only wants the jiva to look at him. Because the jiva is independent. Krishna, he will not interfere with the independence of a jiva. Because if he interferes, then the jiva will become like an insentient object. Like you see a piece of rock, it has no independence of its own. A piece of rock cannot decide on its own. But a jiva, he's been given that priceless jewel for independence. So Krishna, he will never interfere with that. So therefore, he is very patiently always waiting for the jiva. When he look at me, when he desire to serve me. So here you see the jiva, when he starts crying, oh Krishna, kindly help me. I'm suffering in this samsara. Then Krishna takes notice. Then he starts helping the jiva. You see, in Chaitanya Shikshamrita, Bhaktivedanta said, even the other religions of this world, they are like a stepping stone to Krishna Bhakti. He said one is like a sincere Christian, one is a sincere Muslim, then what will happen? Gradually he will be elevated to the next stage. In his next life he will be a Vaishnava. Like we say, even there are so many different classes of human beings. There are the uncivilized human beings and the civilized human beings. Even among the civilized human beings there are agnostics, there are atheists. And then there are even certain atheists who are very moral. They believe in morality. And then even among theists, there are many different classifications. So here you see why has Bhagavan made so many arrangements. Why? Because gradually they will be elevated. If one is an ideal Christian, then he pray to Christ, kindly help me God, and he follow all the principles of the Bible. Then gradually in his next life he will be even more elevated. So this is this Vaishnava understanding. It is very broad. It is not narrow-minded. Like you see the other religions of this world, they are always trying to convert people. By force, sometimes by bribing them with money and all this. But here you see Bhaktivedanta is broad-minded. See how broad-minded he is. He's saying everyone, regardless of whichever religion they are, if they are sincere, then they will gradually come to this Vaishnava conception. So seeing the jiva in this condition, Krishna then mercifully plants the seed of Shraddha within his heart. This seed is known as faith, and it contains within it the undeveloped manifestation of Bhav, the first sprout of divine love for Bhagavan. So you see, this Bhav is not had from elsewhere, it is already present in the heart. And what is sadhana is to reveal that Bhav which is already in the heart. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prem Sadhya Kavuna Shravanadi Shuddha Chitte Kavaya. That by Shravan Kirtan the Chitta becomes pure, and that same Bhav which is inherently present will manifest. This is sadhana. Kriti sadhya bhavet sadhya bhavasa sadhana nitya siddhasya bhavasya pratakta pradisthata. What is sadhana means? By all your senses you are engaging in those processes by which your nitya siddha bhava will manifest. This is sadhana. It is not had from elsewhere. It is already there in your heart. And by gradually following the limbs of sadhana bhakti it will manifest. Then, in this way, nourished by the water of the cultivation of devotional activities, headed by Shravan Kirtan, first the seed sprouts, then leaves grow, and then finally flowers will blossom. And then the creeper of devotion bears the fruit of praying. So this we discussed some days before. Then when this Bhakti-lata grows and 6 leaves appear. What is that? In the stage of sadhana bhakti, 2 leaves appear. What is that? Klishagni and Shubhada. Means all his sufferings go away. And Shubhada, all good fortune will arise in his heart. These are the first two leaves during the stage of sadhana. And then in Bhakti, two more leaves appear. What is that? This Sudurlabha and Moksha Lavadaka. Means even Moksha, liberation will become very insignificant. And Sudurlabha, this rarely attained Bhakti, will start gradually manifesting in his heart. And then in the stage of Prema Bhakti, two more leaves appear, which is Sandrananda Visheshatma and Shri Krishna Akarshanicha. Means Sandrananda Visheshatma means this combined potency of Samvit and Halladini on the platform of Sandhini, they appear. This is the ray of brain. And then Krishna Akarshanicha means Swarup Siddhi, Vastu Siddhi. When the Jiva manifests his beautiful form, Krishna himself becomes attractive. Very beautiful form. His glance falls on the Jiva. So then here you see why are there three different classifications? Sadhana, Bhava, and Prema. Everything can just be called Bhakti. Why Sadhana Bhakti, and why Bhava Bhakti, why Prema Bhakti? Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is described in Bhakti-rasamrita Sindhu. Why? Because according to the Jiva's Adhikar, this classification is being given. So, not that all the Jivas have the same Adhikar to practice pure Bhakti, Shuddha Bhakti. Every Jiva has a different Adhikar. When he's engaging all his material senses, then he's engaging in Sadhana Bhakti. And what is Bhava Bhakti? Bhava Bhakti means gradually his senses become spiritualized. No, there's a verse which says Sevan Mukai Jivalo Sonam Nevas Pulakkara. Means by this service tendency, his senses become so transcendental that they can perceive the Shuddhana, the Shuddha Swarup of Krishna. And this is like Bhava Bhakti. And then in Prema Bhakti, what happens? He is born in the spiritual world. In one of the manifest universes, Bhagavad Braj, from the womb of a gopi. Because unless one is born from the womb of a gopi, he can never be called a Brajavasi. It is essential that a Jiva takes birth from the womb of a gopi. Like you see, Shiv Thakur, even when he appeared as a gopi, still the gopis did not accept him. No. Yogmaya Shiv Thakur, she had him dead in Brahmakund. And then he appeared as a gopi. But still the gopis did not accept him. They said, who are you? Who are you married to? Who are your parents? They asked him so many questions. No. So similarly, even like, only when one achieves this parichaya, this Siddha Parichaya. Siddha Parichaya means this perfection of one's identity. And that can only be had in this Prakat Paraj, where one associates with the Ragatmik Brajavasis, with the Ragatmik germs, and then after having their association, then one can hope to go to the spiritual world. So this is the gradual process. Like Gurudev sometimes gives an example that for the sincere sadhak, in this life he is sincere, then in his next life he will be born in a place where Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada will be in one of those universes. And then as he gradually advances more, then he will be born in one of those universes where Bhaktivinoda Thakur is. And as he gradually advances more, then he will be in one of those universes where Baldev Vidyabhushan and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. And then as he advances more, he will be born in one of those universes where Narottam Thakur, Srinivas Acharya, Shyamananda Prabhu is. And then as he advances more, then he will be in one of those universes where Mahaprabhu himself is present. And then only after he achieves the association of Mahaprabhu and all his associates, then he can hope to proceed to one of those universes where Radha and Krishna and all their associates are. And then after having achieved their association, one can hope to proceed to Guru Vrindavan. This is the process. So it takes at least a few lifetimes. So then, like, you see, we've been conditioned since time immemorial. Billions and trillions of lifetimes. So if it takes even 10-20 lifetimes for us to achieve perfection, then that is like nothing. That is like a small speck. It's like a small drop in the ocean. We've been conditioned since so many lives. This is like a big ocean. And only 8-10 lifetimes more is like a small drop. But sometimes Gurudev has even said, if one is very absorbed, like Raghunath Das Goswami, then he can achieve perfection in 3 months. In 3 months. Minimum 3 months. Because one has to achieve bhava and then pray, so it takes some time. 3 months at least minimum. Yes. So then Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying that it is to be understood clearly that as soon as the seed of faith is sown in the heart, immediately Bhakti Devi appears there. So Bhakti Devi is like is as delicate as a newborn baby girl. Means one must protect this bhakti, this shraddha, or this shraddha can be uprooted. So just as a householder protects his very tender baby daughter from sun, cold, harmful creatures, hunger and thirst, similarly Shraddha Devi must also be protected from all kinds of inauspiciousness. Otherwise, the undesirable association of impersonal knowledge, fruitive activity, mystic yoga and all these things, they will instead make her grow into a different form. So then, this baby, what will happen, rather than blossoming the Shraddha into different stages of devotion, it will gradually become stunted. The Shraddha will be lost. So why is the Jiva so attracted to impersonal knowledge? Because the Jiva, during this Tattvastha stage, when he appears on the glance of Vishnu, at that time, naturally he is already in this impersonal position. So therefore he is always drawn to this stage. Because when the Jiva manifests from Mahavishnu's glance, at that time he is not directly engaged in Krishna's seva. And neither has he taken birth in material world. So at that time, because he is manifested from that glance, he perceives that glance of Vishnu as his ultimate resting place. And what is the glance of Vishnu? It is like the rays of this impersonal Brahman. Brahman effulgence is seen as that glance. Because the Jiva cannot perceive Mahavishnu, he can only perceive the effulgence of Mahavishnu's glance. He cannot see the object of that glance. He cannot see the two eyes of Vishnu, he cannot see the lotus face of Vishnu. He can only see the effulgence of Vishnu. So similarly here also the Jiva is only perceiving this Brahman effulgence. But he cannot see the identity of that personality who is behind that effulgence. And therefore he is always found in the silent the Jiva. So here one must protect himself from this desire. Once she has reached the stage of Nishtha, no anartha whatsoever can easily harm her. So here Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying that one must strive for the stage of Nishtha, Nishtita Bhakti. In Nishtha, what is the symptom? The symptom is one has more and more desire for the process of bhajan than for bhajaniya. Who is bhajaniya? Is Krishna himself. He is the object of bhajan. But in Nishtha and Ruchi, one has more like taste for practicing the limbs of devotion. But when one comes to the stage of Ashakti, then his taste will be more for directly serving Krishna than following the limbs of Bhakti, the 9 limbs of devotion. So there is a difference here. Now one likes doing Shravan, Kirtan, Archan, Manam, all this and all. But in the stage of Ashakti, directly his desire will be, I want to serve Krishna directly. Now you no longer look at the process, you look at the final conclusion of the process, which is direct service to Krishna. So if Shraddha Devi is not properly nurtured with the utmost care, she will be polluted by the germs, termites, mosquitoes, and unhealthy environment of Jnana Yoga, Sankhya Yoga, and so forth. So in the conditioned stage, the pursuit of knowledge, renunciation, and so on are unavoidable for the living entity. But if knowledge is of a particular variety that is unfavorable to devotion, it can ruin bhakti. So here we discuss the different kinds of jnana. There is Tat-Padartha jnana, Tat-Padartha jnana, and Jiva Brahma Aikya jnana. So Jiva Brahma Aikya jnana is very dangerous. What is that? The oneness between the Jiva and this Brahma. It's a fulgence of Krishna. So this should be thoroughly discarded. Never accept this kind of jnana in any way. But Tam Padartha Jnana means knowledge concerning Krishna's own presence. And Tat Padartha Jnana means the relationship between Krishna, the Jivas and Maya. This can be accepted to some degree. Ultimately, even this should be given up. In the stage of Bhakti, even these kinds of knowledge are given up. But it is very essential to cultivate this kind of knowledge when we are practicing sadhana. We cannot reject this kind of knowledge. Then we will be like, our devotion will have no foundation. No foundation whatsoever. Hence, according to Jiva Goswami here, the Gyan that is referred to here is the pursuit of impersonal Brahman. Gyan is of two types. Spiritual knowledge that is directed towards obtaining Mukti and Bhagavad-tattva-viveka, which arises simultaneously along with Bhakti within the heart of the living entity. So there are two kinds of Jnana, Bhagavad-tattva-viveka and Jiva Brahma Aikya Jnana. So Jiva Goswami is saying, reject Jiva Brahma Aikya Jnana, but don't reject Bhagavad-tattva-viveka. What is Bhagavad-tattva-viveka? This tattva regarding Krishna, his different expansions, his different potencies, his different incarnations, this material world. Tattva regarding Jiva, Jiva Tattva, Maya Tattva, Krishna Tattva, Bhakti Tattva. This is Bhagavad Tattva. Jiva Goswami, don't reject this kind of Jnana. The first type of Jnana is opposed to Bhakti, and it is essential to stay far away from it. Some people say that Bhakti arises only after the cultivation of such spiritual knowledge. But this statement is completely erroneous. Bhakti actually dries up by the cultivation of such knowledge. So some people are saying by cultivating this Jiva Brahma Jnana, Bhakti is happening. So I was saying this is nonsense. Actually by such kind of knowledge, Bhakti actually dries up within the heart. There will be no Bhakti in the first place. On the other hand, knowledge concerning the relationship between the Jivas and Krishna and Maya, which arises within the heart of the living entity, is helpful for Bhakti. This knowledge is called Ahitya, knowledge that is devoid of ulterior motive. So this Jnana naturally manifests within the heart. There is no need to separately undergo for this Bhagavad Tattva. It naturally manifests. Like we see, it is said that Prema Bhakti Java Hoite Avidya Vinasha Jaya. First Prema Bhakti enters into the heart and then Avidya goes away. All kinds of ignorance. So as and when this Prema Bhakti or this Sadhana Bhakti, as and when the Jiva starts practicing it, then what will happen? All these different kinds of knowledge will manifest. Means what? One will be realized in it. One will have realization in these different kinds of knowledge. So in the Bhagavatam, Sutta Goswami says, Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Janayati Ashobhairagyam Jnanam Chatat Ahitukam. So Bhakti Yoga that is performed for the satisfaction of Vasudeva brings about detachment from all things unrelated to him. It gives rise to pure knowledge that is free from any motive for liberation and directed exclusively towards the attainment of him. So you see here also Sutta Goswami is saying the same thing. That as and when one practices Bhakti Yoga, and one achieves this Vairagya, this Jnana. Now by carefully reviewing all the previous statements, we can understand that to remain uncovered by Jnana, Karma and so forth, which means accepting them as subservient entities, and to engage in the favorable cultivation of activities meant to please Krishna is called Uttama Bhakti. So here again, very important to note, means even Jnana and Karma are present, but they are subservient to Bhakti. Don't think they are absent. No. Rupa Goswami has said Jnana Karmadi Anavratam. He has not said Jnana Karmadi Shunyam. Means Bhakti is not devoid of such Jnana and Karma, rather it is uncovered. Because without Jnana and Karma, especially in the stage of sadhana, how will even one practice Bhakti? Because we are using our senses now, we are using our body now. So our body has these knowledge acquiring senses, working senses. Jnana-indriya, karma-indriya. Without knowledge, how will they work? Without Jnana. So they are bound to accept them, but Bhakti is not covered with it. So Bhakti is the only means by which the living entity can obtain transcendental bliss. Besides Bhakti, all other methods are external. With the assistance of Bhakti, sometimes karma is identified as Arop-siddha Bhakti, honors that are indirectly attributed to the quality of devotion. And sometimes the cultivation of impersonal knowledge is identified as Sangha-siddha Bhakti, honors associated with or favorable to the cultivation of devotion. But they can never be accepted as Swarup-siddha Bhakti, devotion in its constitutionally perfected stage. So Uttara Chandra is saying that what is Sangha-siddha Bhakti? Means all these qualities which are like very favorable for devotion, but they are not devotion in itself. Like a Vaishnava, he has 26 qualities. He is complete, he is grave, he is karun, he is compassionate, he has this quality of Maitri, he has friendship towards other living entities. He is a Kavi, he is a poet, he is Daksha, he is very expert, he is Mitabuk. Mitabuk means he doesn't eat more than required, he only takes as much as needed to maintain his life. And then he is Nirmat sir, he's not envious, and then he's, this is so many different nirdosh, he doesn't have any faults. But all these qualities, what is the main quality? The main quality is called Krishnaika Sharan. Krishnaika Sharan means he is one-pointedly surrendered to the Lord's feet of Krishna. Among all these 26 qualities, this is the main one. This is like the axle around which the wheel moves. So if this quality is not present, then all other qualities, they are not like so valuable. So here Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, one may have all these qualities, but don't think like he's practicing pure bhakti. Rather, they are favorable to bhakti. And therefore they are accepted as bhakti. They are called Samasiddha bhakti. Because they have some certain degree of being favorable. Like see, when like devotees are performing a yajna, then to perform a yajna you need so many things. You need wood, then you need incense, you need some grains to offer inside the yajna, and you need to recite so many mantras, this, that. But what is the ultimate objective of the yajna? Means when you're offering swaha, swaha, when you're offering all these things into the fire, what is the meaning? It means I'm offering my own self. No, this is the meaning of doing the yajna. One can offer these offerings like millions of times, but if he has not offered his own self, then how is he achieving the fruit of this yajna? So this way, this very act of offering these grains is like sadhana bhakti. Like the example is given. It means he is practicing to offer himself. He is saying swaha, swaha, swaha means I'm offering myself, I'm offering myself. Even if he has not offered himself completely, still he is practicing to offer himself. And one day he will surely offer himself. So this is like sadhana. Like kirtan also, no? For kirtan, so many instruments are required. You need this sound system, you need the kantals, you need the vrinandas, you need the jumpers, the bumpers, so many things. But ultimately, what is the most important thing needed in kirtan is the bhav. Is the bhav. The bhav with which the devotees are doing kirtan. This is most important. But still all these different instruments, what do? They help, they assist in the manifestation of that bhav. And even if that bhav is not pure during kirtan, still by repeatedly engaging in kirtan more and more, more and more, more and more, one day surely that bhav will become pure. Or else all of us will be hopeless now, because when we are doing kirtan, we are not having this special bhav. So then should we become hopeless then? No. As and when we chanting, Namaprad will gradually become Namavas. Then Namavas will gradually become Shuddha. So the same thing here also. Like gradually by practicing Arupsiddha Bhakti and Sarvasiddha Bhakti, Sarvasiddha Bhakti will surely manifest. Surely. We should not be hopeless. So Sarvasiddha Bhakti is Kaitop Shunya. Means it is free from any deceit. And it is full of unalloyed bliss. It is devoid of any desire for heavenly enjoyment or the attainment of liberation. But in Arupsiddha Bhakti, the desires for sense gratification and liberation, they remain in a hidden position. Therefore it is called Sakaitava Bhakti. It is deceitful devotion. See, all that is deceitful, still it is called Bhakti. So here the question is, how can it be called Bhakti? Why is it called Bhakti in the first place? Why? Because our acharyas are encouraging us. Even if we have such qualities, deceit, hypocrisy, don't be hopeless. Continue practicing. Not that you give it up, oh, this is not Bhakti. Continue. Actually, day by day. You take one step, small step. You're going on parikrama, you take one step, then you take another step. Gradually, you finish the entire parikrama. Similarly here also, take the first step, then take the second step, then the third. And gradually you become perfect. So therefore they have been assigned with this term Bhakti. So here it is called Sakaitava, means it is a deceitful devotion. So oh my dear intimate Vaishnavas, by your constitutional nature you are attracted to Sarvasiddha Bhakti and you have no taste for Arupsiddha or Sarvasiddha Bhakti. Although these two types of devotion are not actually Bhakti, some people refer to these two types of activities as Bhakti. In fact, they are not Bhakti, but Bhakti Abhas, the semblance of real devotion. Other Bhakti Abhas, it's not Bhakti in itself. If by some good fortune, through the practice of Bhakti Abhas, one develops faith in the true nature of Bhakti, then only can such practice transform into unalloyed devotion. So gradually, by engaging in the Sarvasiddha and Sarvasiddha Bhakti, one will achieve faith. By achieving faith, then one will be qualified to practice Sarvasiddha Bhakti. But this does not happen easily, because by the practice of Bhakti Abhas, there exists every possibility of remaining bereft of unalloyed devotion. So don't think that Bhakti Abhas is perfect. Okay, this is enough for me. I just continue doing the same thing. No, you must think of advancing from that stage. You must think of advancing more and more. Therefore, in all the scriptures, the instruction is to follow Sarup Siddha Bhakti. In this short article, the intrinsic nature of unalloyed devotion has been explained. Having carefully reviewed all the instructions of our predecessor acharyas, in summary form, we are presenting their heartfelt sentiments in the following verse. So here Bhaktivinoda Thakur is writing down a verse. He has written down a verse by his own hand. He said, Purna Chidatmake Krishna Jivasyanu Chidatmana Upadi Rahita Chesta Bhakti Svabhaviki Mata. Means Sri Krishna is the complete, all-pervading consciousness who possesses all potencies, and the Jiva is the infinitesimal conscious entity who is likened to a single particle of light situated within a ray of the unlimited spiritual sun. The natural and unadulterated endeavor of the infinitesimal conscious entity towards the complete consciousness is called Bhakti. The living entity's persistence towards Anyabhilash, Jnana and Karma is called acquiring material designation. We should understand that the natural inherent endeavor of the Jiva can only mean the favorable cultivation of activities to please Krishna. So this is Anukulena Krishna Anushima. So here in the next article, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, we worship Sri Krishna Chaitanya, who is an ocean of transcendental bliss. Even a faint trace of devotion onto him yields the highest result. My dear devotees, in the previous chapter, we discussed the intrinsic nature, sarup and extrinsic characteristics of bhakti. In this chapter, we will discuss Bhakti Abhas, the semblance of devotion. We have already discussed a little about Bhakti Abhas while speaking about the marginal characteristics of Bhakti. And indeed, Bhakti Abhas is actually included within the category of the Tathastha Lakshana of Bhakti. But since it is not of devotion to be thoroughly analyzed in a section where both the intrinsic nature and extrinsic characteristics of Bhakti are being described, it has become necessary to write a separate chapter. So here Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying that Bhakti Abhas is actually the Tathastha Lakshana of Bhakti. It is the marginal characteristics. And what is that? That Bhakti is uncovered by Jnana and Karma. So here he is saying, I could have just explained this in the previous chapter. Why am I describing it separately in a separate chapter? Because it will further clarify the subject of what has been explained previously. It has already been stated that the natural and unadulterated endeavor of the infinitesimal consciousness, the Jiva, towards Krishna is called Bhakti. So Jivas are situated in two stages, the liberated stage and the conditioned stage. In the liberated stage, the living entity is free from all varieties of material connections. He is situated in his pure form. In such a stage, the Jiva remains free from any material designation, and hence within him there is no opportunity for the marginal characteristics of Bhakti to exist. Means when the Jiva is situated in his Sarup, he is only practicing Sarup Siddha Bhakti. There is no chance for him to practice Sarup Siddha Bhakti or Sangha Siddha Bhakti. He is only practicing Sarup Siddha Bhakti. See, these things are very philosophical. One will have to have a lot of patience to understand these things. Or else these things will keep on above the head. It's very philosophical teachings. It is very essential because these things they strengthen the mind. The mind is it's just like food for the mind. Mind is like getting so much strength by thinking about this very deeply. So in the conditioned state, the Jiva forgets his constitutional identity because his intelligence is covered by the coverings of the subtle and gross body. In this stage, the Jiva acquires various material designations. When a mirror is free from dust, it gives a clear reflection of any object. But when it is covered with dust, it does not give a clear reflection. In such a condition, we say that the mirror has acquired a designation. So see here, if you want to see yourself in a mirror, if you want to see a reflection, you cannot see, it's covered by dust. But if you wipe the mirror, if you wipe the dust off, then you can see a form. So similarly, what is that dust? The dust is a designation. We cannot see our own Sarup because now there is that dust present within our heart. And what is that dust? The gross and subtle bodies. Because the gross and subtle bodies that are covering our Sarup, we cannot realize our Sarup in our hearts. So we have to do Cheto Darpana Marjana. We have to cleanse our hearts of this dust. And this is sadhana. When something covers the nature of an object, then that covering is called a designation. So in Jayavadharma, Bhaktivedanta has given this example. That water, its natural dharma is to flow. But then when it changes its swarup, when it becomes ice, then this is the designation of the water, artificial designation. This is called nisargic dharma. This is called naimitic dharma. This is the temporary dharma. And when the ice melts and the water starts flowing again, then the water is reinstated in its nitya dharma. And the jiva's nitya dharma is to serve Krishna. But now it has accepted all kinds of naimitic dharma, temporary designations. The jiva's innate tendency of unalloyed devotion towards Krishna is eternal duty, is nitya dharma. When the same jiva becomes opposed to Bhagavan, then he is captured by Maya and his intelligence is lost. Considering the existence of this material world, which is manifested from the external potency, to be an independent element from Bhagavan, the unfortunate living entity falls into material existence. Because the jiva thinks of this material world as a place meant for his own enjoyment. So intelligent people, accepting the shelter of the lotus feet of a bona fide spiritual master, they engage in Hari Bhajan. So we can understand that the living entity's absorption in Maya imposes a false designation upon him. In such a stage, the devotion of the living entity gradually decreases and it appears as Bhakti Abhas. Those who desire nothing other than Bhakti Abhas, those who desire nothing other than entrance into unalloyed devotion, should completely cross over Bhakti Abhas and take shelter of Kevala Bhakti. So here Bhaktivedanta is saying you must not practice Bhakti Abhas. Although you are in that stage, don't think that I will be in this stage forever. Think of crossing this stage and practicing Kevala Bhakti. For this reason, we are reviewing the topic of Bhakti Abhas in great detail. This in-depth analysis of Bhakti Abhas is very confidential. Only intimate devotees are qualified to hear it. This is because those who consider Bhakti Abhas to Bhakti will never be pleased upon reading this book until they become truly fortunate. I am feeling immense pleasure in presenting this topic before the devotees. So Bhaktivedanta is saying that if those who are practicing Bhakti Abhas, they listen to the explanation, they'll be very unhappy. They'll be very angry with me. But still he's saying I have to explain what is pure Bhakti. So here, while discussing the topic of Bhakti Abhas, the semblance of ecstatic spiritual emotion, Rupa Goswami has nicely explained Bhakti Abhas. So Bhakti Abhas is also many kinds. Bhakti Abhas is called Bhakti Abhas means the symptoms of Bhakti, Bhav which manifest in a Mayavadi. Like a Mayavadi, when he listens how merciful Krishna is, how compassionate Krishna is, that even by chanting a semblance of his holy name, Manachi's liberation, then he starts weeping. He starts weeping, his hair stands on him, he starts rolling on the ground. So this is called Bhakti Abhas. And the other kind of Bhakti Abhas is called Swachha Bhakti Abhas. So Swachha Bhakti Abhas means, naturally when one starts listening to all these pastimes of Krishna, he starts weeping. Then he thinks, oh, I want to serve like Mother Yashoda. I also want to feed Krishna with my own hands. I want to breastfeed him. And then when one listens about the pastimes between Krishna and Sakhas, then you think, oh, I want to play with Krishna like the Sakhas. And then when one listens about the gopis and Krishna, he thinks, oh, I want to be one of the gopis. I want to dance and sing with Krishna. So this is called Swachha Bhakti Abhas. Means this Swachha Bhakti has not fully blossomed, his life. But still he's thinking that I want to serve Krishna in such and such. And then there's Nisattva Bhakti Abhas. Nisattva Bhakti Abhas means there is no even sattva within his heart. There is no Shuddha sattva in his heart. But still he is pretending that he is in the stage of Bhava Bhakti. And then there's Pratipa. Pratipa Bhakti Abhas means the Bhakti Abhas shown by the demons. Like Kamsa, Shishupal and Jarasandha. They have certain sentiments towards Krishna. But what are those sentiments? Those sentiments are very harmful. They want to kill Krishna. This is called Pratipa. So Rupa Goswami is described what Bhakti Abhas is when he's explained about all these things. So Rupa Goswami has now given a separate analysis of Bhakti Abhas in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. He has given a very hidden explanation of Bhakti Abhas. So Bhakti Abhas exists prior to the stage of Shuddha Bhakti. From Bhakti Abhas, the stages of unalloyed devotion and Bhav, they gradually appear. So there are two types of Bhakti Abhas. Pratibimba Bhakti Abhas and Chaya Bhakti Abhas. The difference between the two is that Pratibimba means a reflection. It remains apart from the original object and appears as another separate entity, while Chaya is completely dependent on the original object and from position of proximity to it appears as a partial manifestation of the original object. So here you see this Pratibimba Bhakti Abhas is actually separate. It appears to be separate. But Chaya Bhakti Abhas, it appears to be connected to the original object. That he's explaining here.
Здесь дальше будет объясняться. Почему отражение, оно, особенно в мутной и волновой воде, оно как бы отличается от истинного дерева.
That is, if you move your hand, then even the shadow will move your hand. But the reflection sometimes some disturbance in the sea. Like when the wind is blowing on the surface of the water, then how is the reflection seen? It's not seen.
Отражение, но даже вы не увидите, если увидите,
then if the water is still, then there is wind blowing, there are ripples in the water, then the reflection will not be seen. Then the reflection becomes distorted. It appears to be something else. No, like your eyes will be seen here and there, your head will be seen here. It becomes distorted. Then it appears to be a separate entity. But the shadow is not like that. The shadow is like doing everything that you are doing. It's doing everything exactly. So when a tree is reflected in water, the tree that is visible in the water is called pratibimba, or reflection. The reflection is never in touch with the original object. The existence of the reflection is due solely to the existence of the original object. Still the reflection is accepted as a separate entity. Something? See, Bhaktivedanta is saying when there's a tree seen in water, the reflection appears to be separate from the tree, but still it does not have any separate existence from the tree. This is Bhaktivedanta. Okay, if you read Jayavadharma also you can understand it more. So the form that appears because of the tree's blockage of the path of light and that resembles the form of the tree is called Chaya. It's called shadow. How is the shadow formed? Because light has been blocked. And then the shadow forms. So the existence of the Chaya is entirely dependent upon the original object. In the reflection, that's not the case. The reflection is not entirely dependent. But in Chaya, the shadow is entirely dependent. Means it has no existence whatsoever. But in reflection, it is perceived that there is a separate existence. It is seen, it is felt. But in Chaya, there is no such consideration. Means it is completely dependent on the object or its source. So Jiva Goswami says that when bhakti is unmixed, unadulterated, it is Swarup Bhakti. But when bhakti is mixed, it is called Bhakti Abhas. So Bhakti Abhas is manifested by the secondary inclination of the living entity, which is to cultivate karma and jnana. The living entity's intrinsic inclination is called Mukhya Vritti. That is Anukulena Krishna Vishnu. That is called Mukhya Vritti. And the inclination that is obstructed or covered is called Gaura Vritti. Means when the jiva becomes covered by karma and jnana, then he manifests his Gaura Vritti, secondary Vritti. So Pratibimba Bhakti Abhas and Chaya Bhakti Abhas are both categorized as Gaur Vritti or secondary tendencies. When Bhakti reaches its pure form, it is completely free from Pratibimba and Chaya. At that time, only the original object manifests, which is pure spontaneous devotion. So we'll stop here. Tomorrow we'll read about what is Pratibimba Bhakti Abhas. What is Chaya Bhakti Abhas. So these things are very difficult to understand. But still they are very necessary. Because if we don't know, then how will we gain a proper understanding of the Bhakti? So we'll stop here and tomorrow we'll continue with Pratibimba Bhakti Abhas and Chaya Bhakti Abhas. So Thakur Bhaktivedanta ki jai, Bhakti-tattva-viveka ki jai, Bhakti-tattva-viveka ki jai, Swami Shri Bhaktivedanta ki jai, Shri Thai Bhaktivedanta Chata Vishwa Vasudeva Chata Vishnu